Hello, Jeanette here with Vivo Vintage Designs. I've been asked to do a tutorial on creating roses with a blow dryer instead of the embossing gun. So that's what I'm going to do for you right now. First thing I'm going to do is create a background for my painting. So I'm going to use my mini mister and one of these days I'll get this right, the stamping or stamper by Tim Holtz to create a background. I'm just going to spray the stamper. The color that is on there, the ink that's on there, will be activated, and let me spray the paper a little bit. That will help. And now I'm spraying the paper again. And that's pretty good for now. So I have in this bottle, I think this is wild plum and alcohol, and I believe that it may be 1 part alcohol, I'm sorry, 1 part ink to 4 or 5 parts alcohol. So I'm going to put some down right here, and I'm going to use my dryer on the low setting to move the ink back and forth. So what you want to do is you're going to go in a circular motion, or rather you're going to push the ink just back and forth and keep it in the circle. And by doing this, you create what looks like petals to the rose. Now, I don't recall if I've actually done this before using a blow dryer. I've always used the embossing gun. But with the blow dryer, you can hold it closer to the paper without warping it, which is nice. And I'm just going to put a little bit more alcohol in the center here, just straight alcohol without ink. Now the only thing is that in the center I don't get the same effect as I do with the embossing gun. So I'm going to try and move the alcohol to create the center. not bad, but it's not as good as the embossing gun. I have this painting that I did a while back for a tutorial, and you can see the definition in the rings much better. And I think it's because the blow dryer doesn't get hot enough. This is nice, but it's not as nice, but it can be done. So let's move on to a different color. Let's do a red one. Maybe as I do more, it'll get better. I'm going to use a high temperature, the high setting this time, just to see if it makes a difference. You know what? That's the full setting. I was wondering why it wasn't drying. All right, it dries faster, obviously, if you use the higher setting. So that's good to know. And now let's make an orange one. I'm going to use this on low. I think I like it low better. Actually, I did do this before. I did a tutorial on the difference in blowing rings with an embossing gun, a hair dryer, and the airbrush. And it's basically the same process. I'm going to put a little bit more alcohol in here now. because it's drying too quickly. For some reason I have to keep adding alcohol to this orange. I've noticed that certain colors react differently when I'm making the rings. I think one of my favorite ones is crimson. It reacts beautifully when I'm making rings. But yellows and oranges never work so great. Okay, so there we have our roses. And now I'm going to take a brush and create some leaves. And I'm just going to reactivate some ink that I have in my palette. I never clean them because I reuse the inks as they dry. So I'm going to dab this off a little bit. And then create the outline. And then with a damp brush, I'm going to add the veins to these leaves. So now you can go on like this and create all the leaves that you'd like. You can even add more flowers, different flowers. I'm going to add one here because there's a mark there from when I was doing the background. So let's cover that up. You can also use markers, the alcohol ink markers, to make leaves if you want a little bit more definition. They look really pretty. I've done that before. You can see that in some of my other videos from earlier on. So I'll play with this some more, but I just wanted to show you that you can create roses using a hairdryer. So these two were created using it on the low setting. This one was the high setting, and I would say that the lower setting works best. I would also recommend to stay away from the oranges. Reds and the pinks work best. Yellow, not so well in my experience. And you can really get carried away. You could outline these if you'd like with a Posca pen. And like I said, add more flowers. There's a lot that you can do with this. If you have any questions regarding how to create these roses, leave it in the comments. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.